Hello Aquarius, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a reading for December the 13th to 19th, 2020. We'll take a look into your recent past, your present energy, and what is coming up for all of you. This will be for your sun, moon, and rising signs in Aquarius, should you be cross-watching. And as always, this is a general reading, so it may not resonate for everyone. I invite you to take that which is for you and leave everything else behind to get into your higher vibe. If you are interested in having a personal read, my Etsy shop is finally up and running. There is a link in the description box below to get to there, book a personal reading with me. If you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel. And if this reading does resonate for you, please leave me a thumbs up, leave me your comments, your questions. Happy to connect. Whoa, whoa. This deck is so slippery every time I use it, so I'm sure it will be entertaining. All right, Aquarius, what have we got? Okay, Aquarius, overall energy, dangerous sleeves today. Overall energy for you, this reading is the Page of Wands. Maybe starting on a new project right now that you're feeling very excited about, feeling kind of creative in, feeling passionate about pursuing, still in the early phases of this, sort of the energy. It's like something that is like starting to excite you, starting to get you moving in a direction. In the recent past for you, we have the Seven of Swords, the Two of Pentacles, and the Strength card. So Aquarius, here I feel like you were involved in a situation that you thought was going to sort of bring some sense of balance back into your life, whatever it had to do with. You were like, all right, I'm going to move forward with this. It's going to bring things back to a sense of normalcy, whatever that means. But some information came forward to you that made you realize that you've been a bit deceived in whatever this was. So suddenly we're thrown out of balance. And it has you in a position where you're feeling like you really need to kind of steel yourself and build up your own courage to move into whatever the next phase with this is. You just like were kind of sold something that was a little bit of a lie here, as a means of being like, hey, Aquarius, like if you do this, everything will go back to the way that you wanted it to, but not really. In the present energy, we have the Six of Cups, the High Priestess, and the Lovers. So Aquarius, for me, I think that I'm seeing that you are going to reconnect with somebody from your past, someone you may have already had a romantic connection with, otherwise someone who you have not previously had a romance with, but who is going to come forward looking for that. I get the sense too that you have sort of an inkling, a feeling that this is going to happen. Maybe you've also been thinking about this person. So when it happens, I don't think it's going to be a surprise to you. I feel like you're already going to have kind of a heightened sense that you may hear from this person. Moving into the future energy for you, we have the Three of Cups, the Page of Pentacles, and the Queen of Wands. So we start this reading as the Page of Wands. We end this reading as the Queen of Wands, a more empowered, more confident person than we began in this week. I see you coming together with some people around you that you care very much about, to kind of celebrate your first steps into what may be a new project, a new business venture for you here. We have a few different things going on, so I'll be interested to see how things come together as we clarify where this romance fits into the other situations that you're dealing with right now. We'll find out. We will start with clarifying your Page of Wands and the overall energy. All right, we have the Two of Swords, the Knight of Wands, and the Queen of Pentacles. So maybe making a decision right now, Aquarius, on where you want to put your energy, where you want to put your passion, where you want to put your efforts. I see you feeling really excited and charged up to go after one of these options, but the other one feels like it could be more stable for you long term. So feeling a little bit unsure of where to dip your toes in the water right now, and sitting with both options, both avenues, to see what direction you want to move in. Definitely a decision weighing on you right now. Let's take a look at the recent past for you here and try and understand the sense of imbalance you've been dealing with. We'll start with clarifying the Seven of Swords. Three of Wands, the Magician, and the Sun. Yes, Aquarius, you know what this says to me? When something seems too good to be true, it probably is. So whatever this opportunity was, they were appealing to your sense of long-term planning, to your sense of like, if all things came together perfectly as I want them to, this is what would make me the happiest right now. And you were kind of sold a little bit of a lie based on information perhaps that you've already shared with whoever the person was who gave you this opportunity. Yeah, it's interesting though. It definitely felt like something that was just like the perfect thing, but it wasn't. It was the illusion of a perfect thing. We'll look at the Strength card here. Oops. Eight of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords, and the Devil. So you're putting a lot of work in for yourself here, Aquarius. Like you're putting a lot of effort into righting whatever the situation was. It's like this thing came along that was too good to be true. You found out that it was too good to be true. And now you're diving back into like self-work instead of turning that around and saying, okay, this wasn't maybe the right opportunity for me. Let's find another one. I think with the Devil here too, there is some concern perhaps that your disappointment and you're turning back inward to like continue to like hammer out at things to make yourself better, to change yourself, because maybe you see this as a reflection of a shortcoming that you have. Maybe a bit of an obsessive tendency for you. This may be a habit that you fall into when you're disappointed a little bit, that there is an assumption that it is something to do with you and not something that somebody else put on you or was outside of your control. So be aware of that. This is the recent past, so you may already have kind of worked through this energy, or you may still be dealing with it now. Remember, time with tarot is fluid. I'm feeling like I'm tripping over my words so much today. I'm sorry. Let's take a look into the not even with the deck I thought it was gonna be. Let's fix things up here. All right, let's take a look into the present energies for you. We will start with the Six of Cups, this reunion. Ooh, the Chariot, Seven of Wands, and the Tower. Yeah, this is something that's going to come in quick and you are not going to be expecting it, which is interesting because with the High Priestess here, I would have thought this was something you had like an inkling might happen. Maybe you're just, you know, thinking about this person but wouldn't expect to have them kind of resurface for you here. But whatever is going to happen very quickly. It's like this person, this connection is going to come swooping in to try and like get in with you a little bit here. I get a sense that it's possible that this will disrupt your sense of internal peace a little bit, but I think that has more to do with it being an unexpected reconnection with this person. You're at peace with them not really being part of your life right now, maybe, and it's like that's going to be disrupted by their re-entering your life. Let's look at the High Priestess. Let's try and understand here. The Emperor, the Ace of Swords, and the Hermit card. So it's maybe a person that you worked with in your past. It's like this is somebody who was part of your life in a capacity that they were in a position of power maybe over you, which is why I think perhaps like a workplace connection. But you sort of have an idea that they're going to be coming back into the forefront. It's like they left, they've been off on their own. They've maybe like retreated from the relationship a little bit, but you have sort of an idea that they may be resurfacing, and they are. Let's look at the Lovers here. I'm not sure that, we'll see. We'll see what the Lovers turns up before I make any more speculations. This is it. Like, I'm not sure that this is a romantic connection for you. This may be a friend or an old coworker or colleague that you were very close with that kind of like vanished from your life, sort of like completely removed themselves from whatever the situation was, coming back in. And I see the Lovers as a choice card for you here more than I see it as a romantic connection. And it's like, you're in a position now, Aquarius, away from this person, away from the situation that they had with with you, where you're now creating like a sense of strong independence for yourself. You're working on like growing and flourishing and, you know, becoming a bigger and better version of who you are, especially when it comes to your material wealth and safety. And this person brings disruption to that. They like interrupt your ability to continue to grow. So this is someone that obviously has a bit of an effect on you. So the decision that you're going to be faced with here is having this reconnection more important than preserving my sense of peace and independence that I am presently feeling? This person may be the one that had the wheels in motion in this recent past here about whatever this opportunity was that felt a bit too good to be true. Maybe you weren't aware that they were sort of behind it at the time, and maybe they weren't aware that it was you who was getting the offering here for it. But there's definitely a sense of disruption to your energy and disruption to your growth when they reintroduce themselves. Keep in mind too, Aquarius, like you always have free will, always, always. You are under no obligations to allow anybody back into your circle or your space unless you feel like they are contributing to it in a way that you need or want. Let's look at the Three of Cups in the future energy. The Five of Swords, the Five of Cups, and the Wheel. So whoever's coming back in for you here, Aquarius, like wants to have a new start, wants to like, it's almost the energy of like, I want to get the gang back together, which is why I think it is a friend or an old colleague, somebody who was like part of your circle that kind of removed themselves entirely and now want to reconnect with you and with your group of peers. But I get that this is causing some stress for you and resurfacing old emotions that were painful for you as it related to this person. Maybe this is somebody who, you know, was asked to no longer be part of a group, who was pushed out for a specific reason. And they're coming in saying like, I want to make it right. I want a whole new start with you all. But it's just bringing you back to those feelings of like, oh my God, this was so painful to deal with the last time. Do we want to go through it all again? Maybe having some of these conversations. Let's take a look at the Page of Pentacles here for you. Four of Wands, Page of Cups, and the Hierophant. So I think your focus is going to remain on continuing to grow this stability for yourself here, Aquarius. I don't think you're ready to allow somebody else to come in and disrupt what feels good to you, what feels like you're building and saving and doing more with your time and with yourself and with your wealth. And you may seek a little bit of guidance on this. You may seek counsel from someone. You may talk to a therapist. You may talk to another sense of advisor. You may just have some big conversations with people about the reintroduction of this other energy, this outside person back into your sphere. Because it seems to me that you're really building and growing. This is a phase for you where you're like starting to lay down some roots for yourself. And your peace is important, you know, your growth is important. I think there's someone that has some budding romantic interest in you. Maybe you're just starting out on a relationship that feels like something you want to have become a long-term commitment as well. And there may be fear that this person is also going to disrupt those sorts of connections for you. Look at the Queen of Wands. Strength card again, the Death card, and the Knight of Cups. So definitely needing to pull our energy together to protect ourselves a little bit right now, Aquarius. I think ultimately you're going to end up not allowing this person to come back into your circle. And maybe you did have some kind of romantic connection with them, because I see your focus instead being on continuing to bud and flourish on whoever this Page of Cups is for you, whatever this love offering is that somebody has presented to you. You want to move in that direction. You're not prepared to go backwards. And it really feels like allowing this person back into your space is moving backwards. Based on the cards we're working with here, it is possible you are dealing with a Virgo or a Taurus, an earth sign here. We also have the Sun and the Emperor, so very possibly an Aries. There's also, you know, the Queen of Wands and the Page of Wands on the board, so I would lean more into it being somebody with fire sign in their charts. Just be aware, be mindful of the motives that the people around you possess. And if you're, you know, in a good way right now, Aquarius, which it really seems that you are, may not be worth it to give that up just to allow a person back into your space. Again, free will, always there for you. You get to make these choices for yourself. Oh my goodness. We will take one last message from Spirit here before we close things up. This deck is so hard to shuffle. It's like shuffling cards covered in oil. The Fool, the Hanged Man, and the Five of Swords. To me, Aquarius, this is saying, bide your time a little bit and be mindful of what you dive into, because it may not be what it seems. It may be more trouble than it is worth. It may not be coming from a place of honesty or sincerity. So don't just dive in to any offer that comes along that feels like the perfect thing, because sometimes things are just too good to be true, and they are. I hope this is helpful to you. This feels like a complicated interpersonal situation, and I wish you the best of luck. May this insight help you get to the other side of it, and we will see you the next time.